Uh-oh, guys, watch out. Look what we have here. The new Umarex Gauntlet 2 in 22. How about that? Woohoo! Let's get this thing unboxed and get a scope on it and do some testing. So here it is right here, brand new in a box. Let's get this thing opened up. There it be. Woohoo! You guys know I was a big fan of the first Gauntlet, the very first generation of the first Gauntlet 22, and this one definitely is different, as you could tell. New stock, knurled bolt handle here. Bigger bottle, 4,500 psi, 24 cubic inch bottle. The barrel looks a little bit longer, just a tad. Got the barrel band on here. Got the Picatinny and dovetail rail system. Same trigger. It doesn't have the adjustable comb piece for your cheek weld, but you can adjust this piece. Even though it's the same weight as the first Gauntlet, it definitely feels more balanced. I'll give them that. So this one came empty in the bottle. Let's get some air in it and get a scope mounted and take some test shots here. All right, guys, I'm down here at the bench with the Umarex Gauntlet 2 22 cal. Got 4 different pellets for you at 27 yards or 25 meters. I got some of the pellets that worked very well in the Gauntlet 1. And you know I've had that gun for many, many years now. And some of the pellets were the Premier Dome 1435, the Crosman Premier Hollow Point, the 1589 by either FX or JSB, same brand, and the 1435 grain pellet. So I'm using the factory magazine here, still in the wrapper. Just got this scope bore sighted in. Let's go ahead and start with the Crosman Premier Hollow Point. 5 shots here. Brand new mag. Jeez. All right. Camera downrange. What was that? Last shot. Did not rotate. There it goes. Gosh. Wow, that ain't good at all. All right. Next up is the Crossman Dome 14-3. 5 shots. Here we go, Crossman Dome. Jeez. Ow. Okay, the next pellet that I'm going to shoot, 5 shots, FX JSB 1589. Gotta watch that edge there, it's sharp. Next pellet is the JSB Jumbo Express 14-3-5. 5 shots. Magazine didn't rotate again. Still one in there. All right. Gosh. I promise you guys I'm not that bad of a shot. There's something else going on. Let's go down to the target and check it out here. So here's the Crossman Premier Hollow Point, and here's a quarter. At 27 yards, that is really not that great. I've seen a lot better out of different guns. If you're okay with that, then you're good. Here is the dome. Just a hair better, literally. A hair. 15.89s did just a little bit better than that. And then the 14.35 JSB dome didn't do so hot at 25 meters, 27 yards. So there's something going on here. I'm gonna get Umarex on the phone and see what the deal is, because these pellets should not be shooting this bad at this close of range, especially since I've had the Gen 1 Gauntlet the past almost 4 years now, and I know it shoots these pellets way better than this at farther ranges.
Thank you for calling Umarex USA. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. Please choose from the
Transferring to
service, parts, and repair.
One moment, please.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. This is Marcus. I have the pleasure of speaking with.
This is James. How's it going this morning?
I'm doing great, James. What can I help you today, sir?
Well, I am calling because I received a ticket about a week ago from Cameron Farrell. I asked a question about the Gauntlet 2 22 calibers rifling twist, and I've been getting some discrepancies in the barrel twist rate. He told me through email, through the ticket, that it was a 1 in 13.5. Does that sound correct?
I think we thought it was at one point. We've got new information. Let me just pull it up and we'll get back with you, okay?
Yep.
What was it he told you?
He said 1 in 13.5.
Yep, that's what we were told as well.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yep, absolutely, sir. Thank you very much for calling, James.
Yep, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, guys, to be truthfully honest with you, I did my homework on this gun before even getting it. This gun is set up for longer projectiles, which in return with pellets, that would be longer or heavier pellets. And as you've seen at 27 yards, 25 meters, the normal mid-weight or lower grain pellets in 22 cal do not really want to shoot that great. I mean, you can hit what you're aiming at, obviously, but you should be able to get that precision farther down range. And with that said, as you heard from Umarex, that this barrel has a 13.5 inch twist rate, it is set up for longer projectiles. Now, how do I know this? Well, because going against my barrel twist chart and all that in the past and all my experiences, I found a pellet to shoot very well out of this barrel, and that is the Barracuda Match 5.52 21 grain. So what I'm gonna do is get this CARM magazine loaded up, shoot 5 shots at 50 yards and see how I do, because the CARM mag is gonna get the most precision out of this gun. As you can see, I fumbled with the factory mag. It did not want to go in and go out smooth as butter or anything like that. It didn't even want to cycle the last shots on some of these pellets. So let me take 5 shots at 50 yards here. pulled one. That's all right. This trigger is not set. This is right out of the box. Okay, guys, so you can see here this 4-shot group. I'm not counting that 5th one because I pulled that one. This trigger is not crisp and clean out of the box, but you could definitely tell 21 grain pellets, guys. Pretty much the whole group shot better than any of these groups over here at 27 yards. 50 yards. Look at that. If I didn't pull that one, all those shots can fit on the hair of George Washington on his head. At 50 yards. Wow. I have my Lyman trigger pull gauge out here now. I want to show you just how crunchy this trigger is and what the pull is right out of the box. Two pounds, 14.8 ounces. Two pounds, 13.4 ounces. But you may not be able to hear it, but this trigger has a crunching sound to it because of the spring. It's not adjusted. This is right out of the box like I got it. So before I forget, I do want to cover the chronograph data that I took with these pellets just to tell you and show you. So up first we have the Crossman Premier hollow points. They were at 1,060 feet per second on an average of 5 shots. And I'll show you the chronograph data that I took. Same as the Crossman 14.3 Dome, 1,060 feet per second, 1,060. The JSB 14.3s were 1,064 feet per second on 5-shot average. The 15.89s were 1,039 feet per second on a 5-shot average at the muzzle. The 21 grain, 0.14 grain H&N Barracuda 5.52 were 959 feet per second at the muzzle, 5 shots. Now, I'm going to cover what I like about it, what I don't like right now. The stock is pretty awesome. I'll give them that. They did get rid of that bulkiness. The weight is the same. You get more powerful shots, which is okay. But if you're going to be using lesser grain pellets and try to get the most accuracy or precision out of them, that's not what this gun is for. This gun is designed for bigger projectiles, longer projectiles, that I should say. So with that said, my take on it is, when I first got this out of the box, it's not finished in my opinion. And what I mean by that is there's some sharp edges that could be polished up a little bit better. I actually cut my finger, as you've seen me unboxing it and getting the scope mounted and all that. My finger was dripping blood as I was doing that. Now, they said that they reduced the bolt. It is really super stiff. And the reasoning behind that is, I know why, is because you have to have the spring in here to be more powerful to level out the valve. It is not the same cocking force or mechanism as the Gen 1 because they have a more powerful valve in here to get more powerful shots. This thing recoils a lot. I'm not a big fan of it, tell you the truth. Other than that, the trigger is super crunchy out of the box. Mine is not adjusted. This is the way it is. I want to make this a legit out of the box review for you guys. In my opinion, there is a lot better options out there, even from Umarex. If you want this Gauntlet 2, I recommend really thinking hard about it, because if it really only shoots longer or heavier projectiles very accurately and very precisely, depending on how far you want to shoot, that is up to the person. But again, if a longer and heavier projectile is out shooting the lighter projectiles at closer range, that says something right there. This barrel is set up for that. Now, they do have a choke in the barrel, just like they did in the first generation. One last thing that I want to say, is that it feels super top heavy compared to the first generation Gauntlet. So I want you to just know that's what it feels like to me, that with the scope sitting up here like this and you're down looking through the scope, it wants to lean. Even if I have the bubble level on here that tells me I'm 0, it still feels like it's top heavy. So to me, even though it shoots very accurately with the heavier projectiles, it was not fun to shoot and pleasant for me. As you also seen with the factory magazine, I had to jerk it in and out just to get it in there, and it did not want to fit in the breech properly. Some of the pellets did not want to cycle in the magazine because it's pinching so hard in here. So that's it. That's all I want to say about this rifle. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you got something from it. And do I recommend it? Only if you're going to be shooting heavy, longer projectiles. That's all I have to say. And if you're not, and you're wanting to shoot store-bought ammunition where you can just run to your local department store and pick up something inexpensive like these can be shot more accurately and more precisely, these Crosman Premier hollow points, out of many other rifles, even from Umarex. So thanks again, everybody. I hope to see you on the next one.